I'ma soon forget. So far between the lines, I'ma write a new set, a new beginning. Reflecting on the times that were that hard. I've fallen down many times, but I got mad hard.
Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Mexican Lee back with another video. Mexican Lee's Therapy Garage. Today, we're gonna go ahead and get the AC box out and get it prepped and ready so we can rebuild it with the rebuild kit that I got from Mike's Monties. You see the motor still sitting here chilling, getting ready to get dropped in. But yeah, man, we definitely got to get this AC box out. That way I can test the little vacuum valves that are on it. I want to test those while it's out the car. And it is going to take a little while to get it out because taking it out from the outside is easy, but it's the inside that is going to give me a little bit of problem because I have to take the way I did it on my Monty SS, I took the glove box out, and you got to take this apart in order to get to the heater controls because all that's got to come out as well. Not necessarily come out, but there's things in there. The arm, the little lever that goes from that adjustment knob at the bottom that goes, you know, from the hot to the cold. It goes over to the blend door on the heater box. So all that's got to come apart, and you got to be careful with that because it's super easy to break. And they make the parts. I think I got mine from, I want to say Mike's Monties or eBay. But I did some research on them, and there's some real cheap ones out there that crack and break real easy. But I want to say I got mine from Mike's Monties, and man, they're real great. They're great on the quality of their parts and shipping. Man, shipping is super fast with Mike's Monties, so y'all go check them out. But we're gonna go ahead and get the tools situated, and I actually not even situated. I got a bunch right here. I'm tired, y'all. I ain't really get much sleep. I only did 9 hours yesterday, but man, I was still tired though. So, but anyways, let me get a little bit more water in my system. I had to take me a little allergy pill. It's gonna be like 100 degrees today. So I want to get this thing out before it gets too hot. Go put some meat on the grill and jump in the pool. So let's get this going. All right, YouTube, we're back. So what I did was I ended up getting a 7mm. Is it 7? No, it's got to be, I don't think it's 7. This is a metric. A 9/32 socket on my little small ratchet on the 1/4-inch drive. And I got the bolts out, or the little screws for the glove box. I undid my glove box, took that out the way because I have to access that right there. Oh, come on. The shadowing from this light kind of sucks, but this is your blend door right here. And if you can see, I don't know if the camera's gonna focus decent enough, but I'll show you guys when I get the box out. But this is cracked a little bit. It's still working, it's still grabbing, but I think I have an extra one of those already because when I did the Monte Carlo, I believe I ordered 2 of these, but I'm gonna have to go back and look. There's a little clip on here that you have to kind of wiggle off a little bit with a little, like a pair of needle nose pliers, get that off, and then this cable comes off. But then you also have to hit this little tab right here on this clip holding the cable onto the heater box. That's got to be pushed in order to get this out. So you got to be real careful with this because this assembly here on the cable and then this one here on the blend door, those can break real super easy. So I'm gonna try to do it with y'all on camera. If not, then I may have to turn y'all off for a quick second. But those 2 are the main things that have to come off on this heater box underneath the dash. And on the Monte Carlo, of course, there's a lot of, you know, wires in the dash that are hooked on, you know, brackets and stuff on whatnot on this heater box. All that's gonna have to come loose, hang down. There's a little bracket right here that holds the little vacuum lines together. That, you know, the routing for that has to come down. So there's a few little spots here and there on this thing that I'm gonna have to kind of finagle in order to get this heater box out. But it's real easy. It's not hard at all. On the Monte Carlo, I remember there's a couple vents down here that I will have to undo some screws, but hopefully I can show you that real quick too while I'm doing it. And I don't think there's one on the other side, but I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been about a year since I did the no, not a year, not quite a year, maybe about 8 months since I've done the SS. And I took this loose. There were 9/32 bolts, screws, the same ones like these that hold the heater controls together. I took it loose because I wanted to be able to have access to anything inside here that I may need, either to move stuff around, or I might even take it out just so I can clean it up, put a little bit of grease inside there and the mechanism, just so it works freely, works better once I get it all put back together. So that was super easy. I didn't do that on camera because that's pretty, you know, self-explanatory. The bracket that holds the radio in, there's a couple clips up here on the sides and the corners. You just pull that out. You can pull that out by hand and they should come out. A lot of times these clips will fall back inside the dash, but you can just get them from behind, push them back under, just little push on clips that just push on them tabs, and then you're good to go. So let me try to get in here and get that taken apart up there. I may do it off camera because I don't want to break anything, but like I said, if I do, I'll just have to order some parts and go from there. But let's see if we can maybe try to, and I don't think I'll be able to because this light, man, I need this light in order to see in there, but it's gonna make too much shadowing for you guys to be able to see. But again, that little washer push, it's like a push on washer, that's got to come off. And then that little clip right here, there's one on each side, I believe. Those got to be pushed in order to get this out. But let me try that real quick. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it with y'all on camera, so give me a second. All right, we're back, y'all. Just real quick, I want to point out something to y'all. When taking these little vacuum lines off that come from here, be real careful with them. Some of them are brittle, some of them aren't. Some of these little ends right here, they're rubber. They might be dried out. A lot of times they'll crack, or they'll just break right off. This connects to that little vacuum canister right here, right there on that nipple. So make sure you guys are real careful taking this apart. And what I always do, just to make sure I put it back together correctly, I take a picture of all this stuff. Every time I take something apart, I always take a picture of it just for, you know, just so I know exactly how I'm putting it back together, or however I'm taking it apart, it's going to go right back together the same exact way. And as you can see, this blend door, it still works, but look at the seal. It's cracked, it's ripped. So you'll see what I'm talking about as soon as I get this thing out. But this right here is a lot of your problems why you know it's still too hot or cold in your car. A lot of times this doesn't seal anymore. So that's what that seal kit is for. It's going to fix all that. But let me finish getting these wires taken apart. There's a bunch of wires that were hooked on this right here. There's a ground wire, a thick ground wire right here that comes from this heater harness, the heater control harness outside the car. You're gonna have to take that loose. There's a 10mm or 3/8 screw down here at the bottom. Not sure what your car will have, but mine was grounded right here, right underneath the dash. So I already took it loose, but it was just finger loose. So let's get that off. Okay. I always put my screws back in that spot, in that position where I've taken it out. That way I know where it's gonna go on the majority of the stuff that I don't know about. So we'll just put that back in there hand tight. But she's almost ready to come out. So let me get back in here. I'm gonna dig in here and see what else needs to be come loose before we get out and start taking stuff off of the firewall. So let me cut you off for a little bit. All right, everybody, I think I got everything pretty much out of here that I wanted to get, not out, but undone, unhooked, unfastened. So going back to these, I think there's 3, let me see. Yep, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these vacuum lines that are hooked up to this adapter here. This hooks up to your controls. Okay, you can separate that. You can separate these two, and then the heater box will come out. So when you put it back together, just make sure that your hoses line up with the same color hoses on here. That way you don't get them mixed up. Put it back together, you know, backwards. But those, this little, I'm gonna say harness, vacuum hose harness, this can stay hooked up to the box. Just be careful when you're taking it out of the car that you don't break any of these. So I'm gonna leave that tucked right there. Then the harness, there's a harness that goes under your hood for your heater controls itself. That plug is right here. You can undo that plug as well, okay? Because that is what plugs into your actual controls up here on the dash. That's this plug right here. So these are all going to be within, you know, range of each other. This one, your main plug for the controls, and then your vacuum harness. Okay, so undo those two. That way this can come out as well. I just hung them back right here for now, just because they're all going to come out at the same time all together. So that way you don't get those mixed up. I got a speaker wire or something in here that's not going to go out with that. But anyways, you could still kind of keep those together. That way at least, you know they're bunched up together. That right there, that little plug right there is where all these lines come through. And then you got 2 vacuum lines, your gray and black on this car anyways. Some are purple, some are yellow, depends on whatever, you know, they used at the factory, what year the car is. But these are the ones that actually go to your engine. One goes to your engine and one goes to your heater valve on the outside of the car. So now, I believe we're ready to go ahead and take this heater box out. See, this is where the plug comes through your firewall. It's actually hooked up to the heater box. So we're gonna reseal all that once we put it back in. These are the 2 vacuum lines I was telling you about that come out and get supplied with vacuum from the engine. One broke on me. So one goes to the engine, and then one goes to your, when it comes out the engine, it's gonna go, that vacuum line is gonna go into your little vacuum ball right here. And then one of these is gonna actually connect to that vacuum ball. And then the other one's gonna connect to this right here, your heater valve. Okay, right there at the bottom. So make sure you're careful with those. I believe they can be replaced. I believe they sell replacement lines that you can replace this whole kit with if you want to redo all of it from the inside all the way out. I'll look into that, and if so, I'll try to get the information for y'all. But now we got to get the wiper off. We got to get this trim off here, and then the top cover to the heater box. There's a couple screws down in there that hold it on, and the ones that, of course, hold it on all the way around the firewall. You got to get all those loose too. So we're going to go ahead and get all these wires out the way, and maybe we'll do that on the hyperlapse, so y'all can kind of see the process a little bit. But let me go ahead and cut this off, get these tools situated, and then get y'all going. All right, YouTube, we're back. We got it out. Right here. we got it out. It did take a little finagling to get it out, and that was only because when I wired up the system, when I wired up a couple other things in there, I ran wires in behind all the other harnesses, so it kind of tripped me up on this one. So I had to go back under the dash, clear a few wires out of the way, and also, let me show you something real quick. There's a little valve. I'm gonna see if you can see it. Oh, you know what? Well, let me see. I think I can turn the flashlight on my phone. Okay. So there's a valve that is underneath the dash. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here in this upper corner of this vent box right here. And I believe that controls that door. There's a blend door inside there that I may have to take that apart as well in order to get that valve out of there. Not necessarily the valve, but check that for a seal and see if that needs a new seal inside there. You can't really see. Let me see if you can see it from the bottom. No. Oh, right there, yeah. Maybe not. I don't think so. But anyways, it's in this very top corner right here. You can kind of see it back there, tucked away. There's, oh, I believe it was the blue wire, the blue vacuum line, vacuum hose was connected to it. So that had to come down. So I'm gonna have to take these vents out and see if I can get this blend door taken out. That way I can clean it up and see if they either make a seal for that or, I don't know, oil it up, grease it up, whatever. But you can see it from the from out here. See, there goes that little valve there. There's the valve there. There's the blend door right there. That's what that controls right there. So that will help control your vacuum going up to your vents right here in the middle of your dashboard. So I think I'm gonna have to get that apart too. That way we can get that out, and it's this whole top piece. All this right here that contains that door. The seal on it looks really, really good. I may just have to go in there and clean it up. Maybe just, I shot a little bit of grease in there before, so I think it does work. I just need to make sure that little vacuum canister right there works the way it's supposed to. That way it opens and closes, okay? That way your air comes out of your vents up here on your dashboard, right here. Because that's what divides this up versus that, between these two right here for your defrost and then your vents coming out, the air coming out them vents. So, man, and another good thing that was, my Freon had leaked out of here. It had a small leak somewhere, so, but all this stuff was brand new when I put it in the car. The AC pump, the AC condenser, all the hoses. I had custom hoses made for this car because I couldn't find the right combination for this Chevy motor versus what was in here originally. So it took me a little while to do that, but there's a company in town here that did it for me, Old Air Products. So she's done, man. We got the heater box off of the car, and there she goes. So as you can see, it was leaking up here inside the car. So before I knew how to do any of this, or before I knew they even made seals for these old boxes, I ended up putting silicone. I cleaned it up really good here up at the top, and I put silicone all the way from down here, all the way around, all the way down, and that stopped water from getting inside the car. So here's another little vacuum canister. And this is what it looks like from the inside of the car. See, this is that little blend door here. I think this is the fresh air from outside the car to inside. You see how that's all ripped up? That whole corner is missing. So this whole thing will get replaced. Man, his little blend doors are a lot cleaner than mine. But this is the little arm right here that normally breaks on a lot of people. Either right here or right here. See how that opens and closes that door? That's for the hot and cold. That's for your heater core. your heater core is inside here. So this thing ain't too bad. It's not really in bad condition. I got there's a little bracket, I mean a little pad that goes on this to seal it up so it captures the air better. I do believe I did buy a tester, for a vacuum tester to hook on here, just to make sure those are working properly. But if not, we'll definitely get one, because I do believe I'll be doing a lot more of these air boxes in the near future. So we'll see how it goes. But I think we're done for today, y'all. The next video will be on this getting tore down, cleaned up, and start getting it rebuilt. See, here goes the old seal right here. So she attaches with these little clips back here. So you got to be careful with those too. Mine were rusted out pretty bad on the SS, so I had to make something work on that one in order to hold that seal in correctly. But it did what it's due, you know, it did its due. I got it to work. But like I said, I had already replaced the AC accumulator, and I think that's what that's called, evaporator. I had already replaced that. Everything for the AC and the heater system was already new. I just never knew how to tear the box apart and rebuild it. So now that I did it on the SS, man, we're about to get it going. So again, this is it right here. Let me get this label off right quick. Anyways, 78 to 87 heater AC box seal kit. Got that from Mike's Money. And also, some of the seals I didn't use in this kit because I didn't like. So I did what a guy recommended on YouTube. I bought these two different seals, and then I bought this ribbon seal, butyl. That's all it is the old butyl seal that goes around the windshields or the quarter windows. But one of them was, let's see if the size is on here. I thought it was, maybe not. Thought it had a label with the size. But that's one of them. I think that's a part number. I don't know. I can't tell. Thought these things had a part number on them. I'm trying to put this up against the phone so I can read that label. But I'll look back and see when the next video comes up. I'll look and see what size these were. But the ribbon seal was 3/8 by 3/8 by 15 foot. That's a butyl seal. And then these seals are just regular little foam seals. I think one was a 1/4 inch and one was 3/8 maybe. One was thicker than the other. But I've actually used these. Yeah, see, one's a little bit thicker than the other. But I actually use this stuff even for other projects, so it's always good to have these on hand. I'll definitely get the correct size for you guys. That way, if you do need to do the same like I did, I'll show you why later on once I get into rebuilding this box. But it helped, man. It did way better than what the seal kit did. So you can see here, one is fatter than the other. Can't really get this correct to show y'all, but sorry. But you kind of see one is thicker than the other. I think they're the same width. One's just thicker than the other. So, but you'll see once I get into rebuilding it. You'll see where and why I put it in here. And it is going to go a little bit slow. I'm actually going to have to go back and look at a lot of my pictures when I did rebuild the Monty SS heater box. But we're going to take y'all along for the ride, man. Show y'all what we did with the SS. I wish I would have took a lot of footage with the SS, but I got a bunch of pictures, man. I got tons of pictures on that car. I tried making a video with them, but some of the actual pictures you can't really see in the video. It's kind of hard, so I'm gonna post it anyways. Y'all give me feedback on it and let me know what you think. But it's a lot of the majority of the stuff is everything that I did on the SS when I first brought it home, when I yanked the motor out of it, when I got the heater box out of it, once I got it running, when I rebuilt the whole front suspension, all that stuff, you guys. So it's a lot of good, you know, pictures in there. Like I said, I wish I went through and made a video of it, but I didn't at the time because I had back surgery already scheduled, so I was trying to get as far as I could on that car. I wanted to hear the motor run, and that was my goal, to get, you know, a lot of it situated so I could hear that engine run. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and quit talking, man. I'm gonna crack me open a beer right quick and get my pool cleaned up. I'm gonna jump in that thing, man, and fire this grill up. So YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, man. Come on, y'all, help me get this channel pushed out there and get this content out for y'all. I'm doing my best to get in here and work as much as I can. I work 6 days a week, you know, permitting that with my back issues. You know, if I either have doctor's appointments or you know, flare-ups in the back, and I don't go to work. I have to stay home in bed, so that's taking time away from building the cars too. So I gotta get my back right, yeah. But that's it, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Please, Mexican Lee's Therapy Garage, man. Bam, box Chevy. Y'all go in on the internet and check that car out, man. It's on there. Google Michigan Wolverines car, and that car will pop up. But all right, YouTube, y'all have a good one.
It's time I picked up all the pieces. It's so frustrating. Let me out of this cage. I'm not listening no more. 'Cause you're the one that's wrong, and you're gonna regret this life. All your words I'ma soon forget. So far between the lines, I'ma write a new set, a new beginning. Reflecting on the times that were that hard. I've fallen down many times, but I got mad hard.